Hello everybody, welcome back to Zero Tolerance TV. ZT here, and after a pretty quick one, we are moving on to match 4, and really hoping for a better show here from ElkY. Had a really unfortunate game 1 against Kingdom. Was the first player that Kingdom managed to 2-gate out of the game. But, you know, not much to really say about it. Sometimes it happens. He could have definitely microed better. I will say ElkY's worker micro was pretty subpar that game. So hoping that he's a little more in tune with it this time. And hopefully he can take a game here offside. Definitely not biased. Nope, not at all. Not even a tiny little bit. Don't say that I am, because you're wrong. It's going to be a Terran vs. Zerg, which I think it's like generally considered the best matchup to watch, so that's pretty nice. Hopefully these two players can give us a good Terran vs. Zerg here on, I believe we're on Nostalgia again. Okay, so side with the purple Zerg. And ElkY, he's got red. Red's a cool color for Terran, I don't hate it. Pretty standard. I think that's the UED color in the campaign. I could be wrong on that. I know one of the factions uses red. Mangsk is orange. Who is... Okay, alright. Yeah, no, the UED, I guess, is white? I'm remembering from Omega. Anyway, the Creamcasters wanted me to remind you to go ahead and hit that sub button if you enjoy the content. One StarCraft video a day, at least right now. I'm definitely considering branching out. In fact, I've got a Warcraft 3 match that I would really like to cast. It's one that I haven't watched, but is a pretty famous one, so maybe we'll get into that. I do really enjoy Warcraft 3 as well, although I definitely don't know quite as much about it. Still, cool game. So, yeah, one cast a day is what we're going to call it. Quick close-up of Side. Alright, so Side has now scouted ElkY. Hopefully, I mean, that game really started off on the wrong foot for ElkY, losing that initial SCV to the drone. Now, okay, getting a little worried there for ElkY. That SCV, I think, had like 3 more hits to die, but that is it's a little close. He did pull another SCV to help it out, though, so it's all good. And we're gonna see a 2-Rax here now. If this were a game from today, all in way into the future, 21 years, 2002, no, 2022, excuse me, 2-Rax on one base would be pretty fucking all-in, basically. But at this time, less so. Even 3-Rax on one base is a build you can macro out of here. So don't read too much into that. 2-Rax is really, actually really quite standard. 2-Rax with Stim and got medics and fire bats, all before the first CC build, so our first expansion, I guess. So the first Marine is out here, going to push the drone out. Will he get it? Oh, actually, I think ElkY could have canceled building that barracks and killed the drone. I'm not sure that would have been worth it. Maybe he would have preferred the barracks to be a little quicker, but I do think that was an option. Not always an option to get that. Gotta have a lot of things kind of go right for that to even be available to you. Side has finished his natural hatchery, so pretty quick base here from our Zerg player. ElkY being very clean with his base here. Gonna put all his depots in one area. It is always a problem for Terran, their supply building just being so big and completely useless. Like, at least for pylons, you know, they're smaller, obviously, but you also kind of want them throughout your base anyway, because, you know, you gotta power your stuff. Depots are just fucking huge, and they don't do anything. They just take up so much space in your base, and it's all for nothing. So painful for Terran players. Can't even shrink them down like in StarCraft 2. At least in Star 2, you can sort of use them as your wall, and they are the opening in your wall that you can, open and close, raise and lower them. But no, Brood War depots just are bulky and in the way, and it's sad. Anyway, Side does have his lair started here. I haven't seen any other tech yet, so it could be Muta, or it could be a lurker opening. If no Hydrogen is made before that lair is just about done, then we'll know that it's probably not lurkers. Unless he's just kind of got a bad build, which we've seen a lot of. Again, this is pretty early on in Brood War, so sometimes you just have a bad build, and because they didn't know any better. So ElkY here has started his CCs on 2 racks into a factory and getting the machine shop. So I think this is probably for tanks. Well, that's not necessarily true. This could definitely be like for vulture speed, get 3 vultures and try to do a quick run by. Can be very powerful against Zerg. Now we do see the Hydrodent is done and Hydros popping out, so this is most likely a lurker play. I've seen crazier things for some of these Zergs, so I can't say it is 100% not going to be mutas, because I don't know, some people are just crazy like that, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a lurker opening from Side. What is that? Okay, for a second I thought it was a Spire just to spite me. No, it is a macro hatch. And ElkY are going to get a little scout off. Doesn't really see much, but sees double sunk. Now, I don't think he saw that Hydralisk, which is very important. If he had seen the Hydra, then it'd be pretty obvious what's going on, and that machine shop factory would be making tanks right now, but does not know, and it was a vulture we saw there, so I think it's going to be for speed. Mines are kind of meh against Zerg. Zerglings just kind of own the shit out of mines in a sort of funny way, whereas, you just get 1 ling to go pull, and if it gets like 2 mines, that's actually pretty efficient Zergling. And also, the potential to mine drag into stuff can be very bad. Now we do see that ElkY is making me look stupid. Thanks, bud. And actually did go mines. Now, I think against lurkers, mines actually do have some play. We do see 4 lurkers already. I wonder if this is going to be an aggressive lurker opening. 4th hatch. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it would be great to be too aggressive with lurkers here, I guess. 4 hatcheries doesn't make too much sense for some sort of lurker all-in. I also think he'd be wanting to hit with that pretty quick. Because if they do get up to siege tanks, it's just so tough for you. Now this is 4 lurkers. Yeah, 2 at the top of the ramp there does look pretty defensive to me. And it looks like he's going to use these other 2 lurkers maybe to secure this 3rd base. Definitely does need to get a 3rd soon. Now this is something that mines are pretty nice for, which is scouting for the Zerg's 3rd. I like that ElkY is using them for that. Not sure if he's going to get speed or not yet. I think the time for a run by seems pretty over. Once the Zerg has lurkers and stuff like that out, it's just very difficult to run by. Now he uses those lurkers to clear out that mine so he can start his 3rd. So the Side is going to be getting into a 5 hatch on 3 base position. Decent number of lings out here, and now we're going to see some of what I was talking about, where lings kind of clear mines. You can use overlords with the lurkers or hydras, but honestly Zerglings just get the job done really well. So probably going to be using that. Trying to capture this vulture here, but Zerglings get owned by vultures like really hard. Those 2 lings did pick off the mine, but if microed, no, ElkY doesn't micro it. Well, unfortunate for ElkY. Now, oh no, ElkY walks into 2 lurkers and loses a bunch of his bio. Oh no, that's so painful. Hopefully he doesn't lose too much here. Side is jumping on this though. That 1 mine did take out a ling, but not much. I think this is just the problem with depending on mines so much. Imagine if you had 2 siege tanks or something. Oh no, and the Link mine drags a mine into 2 medics and kills them both off. That's so tragic. Lurkers run up and burrow. Now one of them is down, second targeted down. Can he get the third in time? Yes, it's actually not being microed at all. It was hitting the single Marine instead of the pack. Now, those 3 Marines did get killed off by a Lurker and a couple of Links, but I actually do think ElkY might be able to hold this here. He's got a bunch of Links coming at him, but, you know, Bio and Vultures are actually pretty damn good against Zerglings. Looks like that last Lurker was taken out, so ElkY put himself into a pretty scary position there for a moment, but does end up holding it. I think those might even be more Zerglings, so Side actually is sacrificing a lot of potential economy for an attack that really, I would say, just didn't work out for him. Yeah, and actually, I think those were drones? I'm not sure what those were. Whatever they were, the Vultures killed them, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so ElkY actually in not a bad position here, I think. Hopefully he can micro these Vultures out of here. Is going to be doing some micro against these Zerglings. Should probably just run them away a little bit. Make sure he doesn't get trapped. I'm wondering what's in the top left there on the mini-map. If you take a look, there is some red stuff there. I guess that could be just mines, but it seems like a lot of mines. There is one right on the mineral patch. That's definitely a mine. Not sure. Decent micro here from ElkY. And that one Vulture just on micro looked like it killed off some Lings. I think ElkY, was that a siege tank shot? I'm not sure. Either way, yes, there is a siege tank out, so that's going to help a lot in holding this. Side runs in, burrows his Lurkers, but there's only 2 of them, and the Lings get killed off pretty quickly. Now, he is shelling the SCVs right now, so some of those are going to go down, but honestly, another decent hold there. And still, these Vultures are harassing. Side is really just still on a 2 econ base. Oh, that's a barracks. Okay. Did ElkY build a barracks over there with that SCV? That is strange. That's what I'm going for. That is a strange play. I don't know why he did that. I would just build a barracks in your base. Terran especially, it's just better to have all your production in one place. But whatever. He might end up using that. Maybe it's like some super high IQ move. We're just going to ignore those Vultures that died. It's fine. They already did their job, so losing them is not a big deal. They did put some damage on that sunk, so, you know, that's something. So ElkY here, I think, is okay. Terran on 2 base is not a big deal, and again, it's not like Side has a huge economy himself. Does have that 3rd gas, but not super saturated natural, and even less saturated main. He's now going into Spire. And there's a drop right now. I didn't even notice this was happening. Scan goes down for these Lurkers. Hopefully they can kill the Lurkers before the Marines die. One Lurker gets taken down, but the rest of the units do have to run back. Now, okay, getting a few drone kills there. And another Lurker sniped off on the way in, honestly. You know, at the end of that drop, actually a pretty good one. Still going even, now dropping behind the natural. Probably going to get another couple drones here. Well, he could have if he'd actually shot them down, but did force those drones to run away. I think they're probably running to the 3rd, but that is some lost econ time. So not so bad for ElkY. So like Side has been drawing up that 3rd. The SCV that built a barracks out in the middle of nowhere is now building a command center out in the middle of nowhere. But actually, I kind of like the command center up there. Side has been pretty aggressive this game. And that mine has stayed up the whole time, so ElkY kind of knows that Side isn't really looking around there that much. He does catch some Lurkers. Can he kill them before they burrow? Now they do burrow, but actually not a terrible trade here. Getting all 3 Lurkers and only losing Marines. Medics heal those Marines up after the stim and a couple Lurker shots. Very nice here for ElkY, actually, if he can pick off these 2 eggs. If they don't get canceled, that is. Now, if they are canceled, still free Hydras. I think you lose some of the resources. I'm not actually sure. That said, a nice little drop here in the main. ElkY managed to pull all of Side's units away, and he's going to snipe the Hydra Den. That's huge, and now he's going after the Spire as well. It looks like it's definitely going to go down. Can he even kill the spawning pool after this? If he does, there's basically no unit production for Side, and yeah, nothing is here to stop these Marines. They are going to get so much damage done, even now running up and trying to kill some drones. In the meantime, ElkY is hitting the third as well. This has been a really nicely played game by ElkY, I gotta say. He has outstuffed Side, pulling him all over the map. Kind of reminded me of Gumio a little bit, if you remember the Towel Terran himself was often winning games just because he was hitting 5 different places at once. And, you know, considering how early on in StarCraft this is, that's pretty damn impressive to be able to do that. Now, he's going to have to kill off that mine that he laid there, but honestly, for ElkY, not a big deal. That drone really wants to build a hatchery, but just can't do it. The mine is there. And taking stock, I mean, ElkY's in a great spot here. He's going to be up a base against Side. He's got good tech. Side kind of doesn't because he just lost it all to that drop. ElkY has done a decent job of pushing Side's economy back, not only just killing the bases, but he's also killed quite a few drones. Now finding this base as well with nothing here to defend it. These Marines, I think, will just be able to kill it off. Another drop coming into the main, although at this point it's kind of gratuitous. He might even be better off hitting somewhere else, but actually it was a drop into the natural anyway. Kills off just about every drone there. Now stimming in, going to be able to focus down this sunk pretty quickly and then probably kill the lair and hatchery here as well. Might even just go for the drones. I gotta say, ElkY is playing great this game. Very happy to see him bounce back from that first loss. Even if he doesn't win from here, he still played a really nice game. Although I do think he's going to win. He's actually just killing off everything in the main at the moment. The Marines decide they don't want to. And there we go. There's the GG from Side. So ElkY takes it down. He's now 1-1. I think Side is 0-2. I'm pretty sure he lost to Junwei, although I don't remember. I try to block out Zerg mirror games. But that's not what's important. Hell yeah, ElkY. Good job, bro. The foreigners here to play. That's the truth right there. Well, I hope you enjoyed this game as much as I did. If you did, hit that sub button, or don't, whatever. And hope you tune in for the next one. Peace.